Aloha.
Aloha, Tanya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Aloha.
I'm Tanya.
And I'm Anna. We're the Paradise Patriots. Here we are. We have another issue to discuss like there aren't enough, but I'm going to need Ellie a little bit into Kona's business.
Okay.
Okay, so we just talked about what was happening with Ka'aluu Beach Park. So there's another development that the Kona community, along with, surprise, could probably get ahead of this time instead of trying to stop it at the tail end of it. So, and I have issues with this that I'm going to discuss in detail. So anyway, we have the Liliuokalani Children's Trust, and they have acreage there. They have planned development for 69 acres. And if people don't know the land areas in Kona that belong to the trust, Kona Commons is one area. Makalapua, where the movie theater is, and Kmart, that's all Liliuokalani Trust. Makalapua is right, that's one of her names. And then it goes all the way down to Target. And then, of course, there's the actual trust lands there where Hawaiian families can go camping and so forth. So that is the area that's involved. So now, in addition to Kona Commons and the other areas that have been developed, we now have this 69.1 acre project that's being proposed for the community.
For the community. And what's in this community project, development project?
In the development project are 300 residential units, timeshares, I'm assuming, 220 hotel rooms.
Yes, residential units.
Right.
Okay.
But we don't know what residents will be there. I'm assuming they're going to be timeshares or condos of some sort. 220 hotel rooms that will be split between two hotels. So we have 300 hotels. Residential unit condo probably style, 220 hotel rooms split between two hotels, 5,000 square feet of community performance space.
50,000.
Oh, Kalamai, 50,000 square feet of community performance space. What does that mean? Community performance space. Theater? Bowling alley? What does it mean? I don't know.
It's vague. I mean, to me, it sounds like it's something where the community can rent it out to utilize to perform or for something. I don't know. Or you can do hula there or something.
Okay. And then 470,000 square feet of commercial space and open space on acreage bordered by the Kona Commons Shopping Center to the northeast. Anyway, so what Liliuokalani Trust...
Okay, I know where this is. Okay.
So the manager, Mike Shibata, is saying the project includes a diverse range of live, work, shop, and play concept types of uses that are intertwined. It also is needed to meet the demands for housing, retail, commercial, recreation, and public service facilities in the West Hawaii region, which has been growing at a faster rate than the county and state as a whole, according to the assessment between 2000 and 2010. Okay, so I want to back up a little bit. It is also needed to meet the demands for housing, retail, commercial, recreational, and public service facilities. How is that going to meet the demands for any of that? How is that going to meet the demands for housing for the
same
Kama'aina,
way,
the
same
people
way
that
bombing
live
other
here?
countries brings peace.
And retail, okay, so they own Kona Commons, and if I remember right, I think, Sports Authority just went out, so that's still empty. But Kona Marketplace is empty. They own that. And then, and I'm not, okay, so I'm going to go where other areas are empty, but we're still building other spaces. So there's areas, there's almost all of those buildings are empty behind the Tesoro station, gas station. All of those buildings are empty.
Wow.
There's so many empty spaces in Kona, retail and commercial spaces. Where's the demand to have more? When we already have empty spaces there. And particularly Liliu, the trust, since the Kona Village marketplace is empty. Anyway, I guess we just don't know what we're talking about.
No.
But anyway, and then the and 202 more hotels. That takes me back to the 25% water reduce.
Right.
And we're gonna not only do we already have,
and we already have 700 new ones, right? And then another how many?
But maybe those are more for
exclusive.
Right. More elite. And then
these will be under $3 million.
Middle elite.
That's so insane.
Okay. So all of that said, I'm going to question it that
and
this
how does
project
this improve the welfare of the orphan and destitute Hawaiian children,
which he's claiming will happen. He said the project is in alignment with the Kona Community Development Plan and long-term goals of the trust, nonprofit public benefit organization established by Queen Liliuokalani.
It's the I haven't read the Kona Community Development Plan, but it must be all focused on business.
To improve?
Instead of community, services and facilities.
Well, we'll get to that. But anyway, in 1909, so it was developed in 1909 to improve the welfare of orphan and other destitute children in Hawaii. So here's my issue with this. We have an increasing amount of marginalization and disenfranchisement of our people because of these kinds of developments. Okay, I can't tell you how many places where I used to be able to go just to go to the beach that I can't get into anymore. 4 generation of spear fishermen, including my son, places that my husband could go to that my son has actually been hauled out of the water.
Wow.
And told that he had to leave because that's now private property. Or areas where you have to walk 45 minutes with your fishing equipment because they allowed that to be developed and now you can't get down there anymore. Or when you are down there, the new residents hate you and call the police on you because they're afraid you're going to rob them. And I'm serious that those are things that I've experienced myself, or I experienced that with my family. So when you allow these kinds of developments, I for the life of me cannot understand it, particularly an Alakea Trust. Our own queen, who went through so much of that herself. We could tell stories for days about what she went through, that being a Native Hawaiian woman, and the kind of racism and displacement that she went through in her own country. You would think that these people that are running the trust would get that and stop that.
I think they have to play by these corporate rules to make money to fund the programs they want to do. I mean, that's the excuse that you hear. You know what I mean? Oh, well, we have to make money in order to perpetuate the programs that we want to, provide.
Why are we only looking at a Western model for that?
I totally agree with you. I think there's a lack of creativity in what really can be done and the different ways to
you don't destroy the land the children need to inherit.
Right.
Or
and
destroy
bring upon more cement,
disenfranchisement, more marginalization,
corporations. It's a very corporate way of looking at the community.
Even if you're looking at,
it's really creating an economy versus a community. If you really want to look at that, it's really creating an economic value rather than a community value.
Even the economic value, how does that kind of development
be sustained? So that it's already being seen. You know what I mean? It's like, how many people are already boycotting the Walmarts of the world? You know what I mean? It's like, what? Sports Authority. How many years was Sports Authority even here?
Right.
They didn't last very long. And that's something we all needed. Like, we used to drive from East Hawaii to go there because there's many times where, oh my God, we need soccer shoes today, and there's nothing. You know what I mean? In East Hawaii, we got to go. So it's crazy.
It's crazy, and for me, the bigger picture, particularly this one where you're claiming that you need to do this to benefit the lives of destitute children, but you're creating the engine,
the mechanism,
right. You're creating the very mechanisms that propel them into perpetual poverty.
Perpetual poverty.
Yep. So
because it is subscribing to, like you said, a Western model of success, a Western model of making money, a Western model of feeding, the community that clearly isn't working any longer.
And then a little tag. They've got a $65 million price tag on that. That's just ridiculous. I don't see how they could do all of this.
Yeah, and the rail was $3.5 billion.
65 million. I don't know how they could get that done with that.
Yeah, it is. I guess for me, what always worries me about these types of projects is, so there was a 995-page draft environmental assessment that for the project that was released last month, I think, in April. And it had a 30-day public comment period.
Right.
So you have 30 days to read 1,000 pages and understand it, get articulate, understand what it all means, understand the long-term implications. I mean, that's ridiculous. How long did it take them to write that? Although I'm sure they cut and paste it from the last one.
Well, they pay somebody else to do that. Who cuts and pastes it?
But I mean, 30 days for the public.
To review it.
It's absolutely insane how this all works. This whole process, you know.
The process of development, of course, it's not a level playing field.
It's not a level playing field at all. It's really totally against people. And
talking about the draft environmental impact statement, because if anyone in Kona is planning to challenge this and go into that process of the contested case, look what you're up against. You're up against a corporation that'll probably have an army of attorneys. We know that through TMT, and we know that through the Kahului contested case I think it's still in process right now. And then look at what happens after that when they have to get their findings and facts in. Kahului, did you read that? Right? For her to get the copies of the transcripts for, what was it, 3 hours of transcripts was $1,575 that a person is supposed to pay out. But TMT was $69,000
just to get the transcripts.
Just to get the transcripts.
Well, even just to have this environmental assessment copied. If you wanted to have 1,000 pages photocopied for more than one person to read, because you're not going to read this on a computer.
They have to go to the library.
You have to go to the library, but that's going to cost money.
No, I know. And who's going? It just, the whole process is so skewed and so. And my thing, even with, I'm glad we're talking about this, because I did want to mention that a little bit about, especially what was going on with the 30-meter telescope with that transcript for $69,000. There was a refusal to put it online. And the university could afford it, right? And people didn't think about that, but our tax dollars probably paid for the university to get their copies. But the petitioners,
we don't have access to the same resources.
No. So my thought was, if our tax dollars definitely are going to that, because we pay, the legislature gives the university a set income every year, that probably came out of our tax dollars. So rather than just allow that, it should have just gone online so that everyone had access to it. There was some kind of level playing field.
See, now isn't that a law? That should be a law. Like, this information should be completely publicly accessible.
You can go to the library and look at it.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to go to the library.
No, I know.
I can check out my books for the library through the online. I just have to physically go to the library and pick them up. But that's crazy that we don't have access.
Yeah, it should have just been transcribed onto
the
internet and put in. Yeah,
put it out there.
I know. So, what about the draft environmental impact statement? What else?
I guess just for me, I see a comment in here by someone who's saying that this kind of development is gentrification. It's worse than just being gentrification. It's gentrification under the guise of corporate development.
Under the guise of orphans.
Under the guise of serving,
destitute
the
orphans.
Queen's desire, by the way.
Yes.
What she put all of her assets towards. So, to me, that it's even worse than just gentrification, which is bad enough.
It is bad enough.
It's just bad enough.
And then gentrification goes back to the marginalizing of our people.
I know. I don't know how you.
I don't know how you cannot wrap your head around that.
You're a trustee and you go, wow.
Yeah, you can't
make
that connection
within.
Exactly.
Just.
And I really want to be clear, because I have people that work for Liliuokalani Trust. I have the utmost respect for.
They do good work.
They do amazing work. Amazing work. It's not that. It's the board and the direction.
It's the direction they want to move in.
They're moving in.
Yeah, which I think we found a press release saying, that they were reorganizing last year. So this is falling in alignment with that. So let's just hope that they get back into their hearts.
Or somebody sues the crap out of them. Either way, I hope somebody's picked up on this and commented on the draft environmental impact statement and plans to throw a wrench in this one.
Right. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot more coming up through on this story.
Let us know if there's somebody out there that's going to do it, and then we'll have this information.
Yep. We'll have
included in
the video or the comments below. Yep.
Who you can write to.
Yep.
And
yeah, let's get ahead of this one.
I think we should. I think definitely we should.
I think the original comments had to be received already last month in April, but yeah, we'll get more information out there for sure.
And you can still, you can still write a letter. You can write.
Haven't broke ground yet.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this has been an enlightening discussion for y'all. I'm Tanya.
And I'm Anna.
And we're the Paradise Patriots.
Aloha.